Hello from me, Dave Hodgson, and welcome to the weekly wind-up. It's an in-depth look at a local topic where we go behind the headlines to discover what's the real story. National government cuts, local government cutbacks. It seems an ever-repeating story. It's headlines in the newspaper one day, and within a week, it's all forgotten. But what then happens to those who suffer the consequences of the cutbacks? Take Lepton Library, for instance. Yes, closed because of spending cuts. But now, like a phoenix rising out of the ashes, it lives again. A small charity run by local people is filling the gap. They're called Friends of Lepton Library, and their chair, Clive Walton, is with us today. Clive, first of all, thanks ever so much indeed for coming in. How did it all happen? Is it a very sorry story?
Well, I used to be a regular user of Lepton Library, and over a period of time, word started to sneak out that there were cuts coming to all libraries, basically across the country.
Death by stealth and innuendo.
Yes, and these rumours started to get stronger, and finally they came out into the open. And in Kirklees, for example, there were significant cuts to the budget, and of course the council had to look at means of reducing the expenditure. Now, many of the library buildings in Kirklees are actually owned by the council, but unfortunately Lepton Library was one of two which was not, and it was in rented premises.
Oh, a real target.
Which was a real target because there was actually money going out of the organisation every month. And so that, allied to the fact that there was a fairly low number of people going compared to some of the bigger libraries, meant that Lepton Library was in a fairly precarious position and an easy target. Before I go any further on that subject, I would like to pay tribute to the library staff at Lepton Library. You couldn't have asked for a better service, and Jennifer Rolls in particular was extremely good at organising and ran a good ship.
Was it ever closed before you could open it, or was it a seamless transition?
It wasn't entirely seamless. The library service were very helpful. They let us have a few hundred books, I think about 350 books, and some mobile library racks. But we did have some difficulty getting some premises.
Yeah.
We couldn't rent a building of our own. It was quite out of the question.
No, because you start from zero, don't you, as
exactly.
a charity?
And on top of that, we only had the prospect of some relatively small grants. There was considerable sentiment to keeping the library, but there was not as much practical action to ensure it happened.
A great idea so long as somebody else does it.
Exactly.
But, well, anyway, now that you're up and running, aren't you? Tell us when you're open.
Right. We're open on Monday morning between 10 and 12, and Thursday morning between 10 and 12. Both of these sessions are at Lepton Methodist Church. The Lepton Methodist Church have been very helpful. Barry Lee has helped to coordinate with the church, and on Monday we offer coffee and refreshments. We ask for £1, but you can come along.
What other funding have you got? Because it is a lending library. It's not a bookshop, is it?
That's true, and this is an issue that we have to face. We did get a £100 donation from a mystery benefactor.
Somebody cares.
Which helped. And we also got a grant of somewhere around about £930 from Kirkburton Parish Council. which has enabled us to do a few things. But obviously, it has to be a very tight ship.
I can imagine, because the chapel will have bills, won't it?
They do, and they have been very good to us in terms of how much they charge. But we have to pay for the Monday session. We have to rent the premises for the because there's a cost involved.
Yeah.
There's lighting and heating and things.
Yes.
They let us have it free on for the Thursday session, but they get the revenue from the tea and biscuits.
So it's all volunteer. That must be a helping expenditure.
It is, but we really could, although the volunteers we've got are very good and put in quite a bit of time, we could really do with spreading the load a bit more. And so we would like to have more volunteers, if anybody...
Well, at the end of the programme, let's give them let's give them where they can apply and get in touch with you.
Absolutely.
What's your scope with books? When I say that, categories more than numbers.
Okay. We've got a limited selection of non-fiction. We have quite a good selection of good quality fiction books, adult fiction, some teen fiction, and some children's books.
Many people rely on other services, backup services such as internet, because not everybody has it at home, and also printing in certain cases. Are you able to do that?
At the moment, unfortunately, we're not. The Methodist Church doesn't actually have internet access, and we haven't got the laptops and printer. However, the Methodist Church has agreed to submit a request for funding for the internet access, and has also got, we're also going to put in a bid for funding for a printer scanner copier and a couple of laptops.
Good luck to you. That. So anyone who may feel that they can help you in some capacity, what should they do?
Well, they can either email me at clive.walton50@ntlworld.com, or they can text me on, or phone me on 07530 955 088, and I will put them in touch with the relevant person in our organisation.
Yeah. Good. So, there you have it. No library in your area? Start one yourself. Thanks to Clive Walton of Friends of Lepton Library and the crew for making the programme possible. Remember, if you wish to comment on this or any other story on KLTV, email us at info@kirkleeslocaltv.com or find us on Facebook or search Twitter. And don't forget, if you didn't get those numbers down, you can always send us an email and we'll pass the number and any other relevant information to you. Dave Hodgson hoping you'll join us next week for another weekly wind-up. And remember, either be good or be careful. Bye for now.